Ryan Kaji's parents didn't just make a small mistake with their money, they completely messed it up. They burned it, served it like food, and still wanted more. We're talking about Shion and Luan Kaji, the parents behind Ryan's World. They turned their little boy into a money machine, and now their big business is falling apart faster than a house made of cards in a storm. And honestly, it feels like this was bound to happen. So let me tell you how it all started. Back in 2015, these two thought watching their 3-year-old open toy boxes was the best kind of entertainment ever. A few years later, Ryan became the highest paid YouTuber in the world, making over $20 million a year. Not bad for a kid who still struggles to tie his shoes, right? But here's where things get really interesting. While Ryan was busy being the money maker, his parents were busy being, well, his parents, his managers, and kind of his bosses, or maybe even people who used his childhood to make money. So the Kajis quit their real jobs. Luan was a chemistry teacher, and Shion was an engineer. They both started working full-time making Ryan's World asterisk videos. They hired around 30 people to help, started a company called Sunlight Entertainment, and turned their home into a video-making factory with Ryan as the main worker. But here's where things get a bit shady, because Ryan wasn't really old enough to sign deals or even ask for a break. But his parents didn't seem to care, because by 2019, Ryan's face was everywhere, on Walmart toys, Colgate toothpaste, and so much more. The kid even had his own big balloon at the Macy's parade as Red Titan, and they built a billion-dollar brand, all on a kid who was still growing up. But even back then, people were already looking at this whole thing with suspicion. Like when you see a weird TikTok trend and think, something's off. Because of this, the critics didn't just give them small complaints, they gave them full-blown outrage. The FTC even started an investigation because apparently turning your home into a non-stop ad show disguised as playtime got people's attention. Who could have guessed, right? So then, people who fight for fair advertising said the Kajis were tricking millions of kids with videos that looked like normal fun but were really ads. It's like little kids couldn't tell the difference between Ryan really likes this toy and Ryan got paid to say he likes this toy. The family even had to change their channel name from Ryan's Toys Review asterisk to Ryan's World asterisk to make it sound less like an ad. That's like calling a casino a Fun Money Adventure Center. Same idea, just a different name. But the paid videos kept coming because apparently doing the right thing doesn't make as much money as making Ryan work non-stop. And speaking of that, let's talk about how much he worked. Ryan was filming up to 25 videos every single week on different channels. 25! That's more than what most adult YouTubers make in months. And remember, this kid was still learning his multiplication tables. Every part of his life became a YouTube video. Family trips, science projects, daily routines. He couldn't even brush his teeth without a camera in his face. And the worst part? There were no laws to protect Ryan's money like the ones that protect child actors in movies. That meant all the money legally belonged to his mom and dad. So while Ryan was out there earning everything, his parents were the ones holding all the cash, and probably enjoying the luxuries that came with it too. But karma always shows up, even on YouTube, because now the Kaji family's empire is falling apart faster than a Jenga tower during an earthquake. Remember when Ryan's World asterisk used to get over 1 billion views per video? Those days are gone, just like flip phones. Now their new videos can barely get 100,000 views. That's a 70% drop. And for a channel this big, that's not just a small fall. That's a full-on crash with no safety net. And the reasons are pretty clear, and honestly kind of satisfying. Ryan grew up and so did his fans. The little kids who used to love him are now pre-teens who think the videos his parents still make him do are, well, super cringe. Meanwhile, little kids today don't want to watch a teenager pretend to get excited about toys. It's like watching your older brother play with action figures. Super awkward and kind of weird for everyone, but wait, things get even worse for Ryan's parents. YouTube changed its rules after the COPPA law took effect, and suddenly channels with kids stopped getting special treatment. The result? Luan herself admitted they lost 70% of their income almost overnight. 70%! That's not just losing some money, that's like cutting off most of their earnings completely. And just when you think Ryan's parents couldn't make things worse, they decided to make a movie called Ryan's World, the movie Titan Universe Adventure. Sounds cool, right? Yeah, not really. This big movie only made about $624,000, even though it cost $10 million to make. They lost nearly $9.5 million on what basically looked like a very pricey home video. Movie theaters were so empty it was almost funny. Emptier than a Logan Paul apology video. By the third weekend, small indie movies no one had ever heard of were making more money than Ryan's movie. It flopped so badly you could practically hear the echo in the empty seats. And honestly, it feels like karma because that movie, which people saw as just another greedy money grab by Ryan's parents, ended up speeding up their own downfall instead. But here's where things take a darker turn, as Ryan started looking tired of YouTube, sounding bored, acting like he didn't want to be there, and speaking in flat tones. His parents did something even worse. They started putting more focus on his younger twin sisters, Emma and Kate. The girls are only 7 years old, but now they have their own animated show and appear more often in the family's videos. It's like watching them finish using up one kid for content and immediately starting on the next. The internet's reaction was pure disgust. People started leaving comments like, Ryan made his parents $34 million and now they're using his baby sisters too. And now, everyone's opinion about the Kajis has completely changed. And honestly, they deserve it. People are finally seeing them for what they really are. Two parents who made money off their kids' innocence and called it family fun. The fact that several states are now passing new laws to protect kid YouTubers, laws that make parents save part of the money for their children, basically proves that the Kaji family's way of doing things was never okay in the first place. Even in recent interviews, things have looked off. When Ryan showed up on a podcast, people noticed how uncomfortable he seemed, how quiet he was, and how his parents did most of the talking. The comments were full of people saying things like, there's totally going to be a Netflix documentary one day about how his parents took his money. Some even said they're counting the years until Ryan turns 18 and finally tells his real story. But right now, the Kajis are trying hard to keep their dying channel alive. They're reusing old clips of little Ryan, putting his face on thumbnails for videos he's barely in, and pushing the twin sisters more than ever. But everyone can see what's coming. By 2029 or 2030, when Ryan is 18 and the twins are 12, this whole thing will fall apart from its own greed. And honestly, good. The fall of Ryan's World asterisk isn't just karma. It's a lesson about what happens when you build fame and fortune on a child's back. The Kajis made their son the most famous kid online, but in doing that, they also caused their own downfall. Sure, they still have money, like their fancy Hawaiian mansion and their product lines, but their big money-making days are over. Their reputation is ruined, and now everyone sees them as those parents who used their kid for YouTube fame. Their gravy train has finally crashed, and honestly, no one deserves it more. So here's to Ryan Kaji. Hopefully, he finally gets the normal teenage life he deserves. And here's to his parents. May they enjoy watching their empire fall apart from the mansion built on their son's childhood. Sometimes the best payback is just letting karma do its thing. And right now, karma's definitely putting in overtime. But tell me in the comments, what do you think about Ryan's parents?